Mary was not a virgin. Salvation is a scam. Salvation is a scam. It literally is a scam. Literally. And because salvation is a scam, Jesus cannot save you. Allah cannot save you. The answer to why it's a scam is very simple. All salvations are scams. The ideology of salvation is a scam. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get it, forget about it. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 10,000 likes. If you disagree with me, send your request. But please bring your brain with you. Hit that like button so all our fellow goats and sheep out there could get the notification. I don't get it. I don't get the part where people find it difficult to tap their screen. I should be getting 1 million taps on the screen every show. There's nobody on TikTok that gives you what I give you. I take your mind to places where otherwise you just don't have a direction, or it would require more effort. So I simplify the process for you. Not to say you can't do it on your own. I'm very certain anyone who thinks for themselves can get to this understanding. But every once in a while, it's okay for a guy on the internet to make it easy for you. In return, all you got to do is tap the screen. From the moment that you believe that a virgin gave birth to a human being, your brain has already been defeated. Anybody who believes that, and this is assuming, right? This is only due to a very serious assumption. We first have to assume that the whole thing is true, right? The whole story is true. This is such a stretch of reality. Hypothetically, let's say that it is true, that all these characters existed. Anyone who would then believe that the day Mary gave birth to Jesus, she was still a virgin, that is a person whose brain stopped working the moment they were introduced to that belief system. But I am here to jumpstart your brain, to reactivate your brain back into the realm of reality. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen, before we go on this process of bacchanalization. Yes, I have not been coming online consistently. It's holiday season. People are flying a lot, so there's a lot of work to be done. You do know I have a live outside of TikTok, right? Yeah, I got to go to work. Meloase, my dear. There are so many possibilities on how Mary could have gotten pregnant if she was real. Chances is there was somebody which was much... By the way, you guys should remember this. According to their story, Joseph was already an older man by the time he would have been getting married to Mary. Mary was just a young girl. Young people tend to fall in love with young people. Mary wasn't going to marry Joseph because she was in love with him. No. That was traditional. Traditional. Somebody's father gave them up to marriage. Chances is Mary had a boyfriend. Mary had a boyfriend. And that boyfriend was tapping it. He was tapping it. Yes. If you don't like my language, forget about it. Chances is Mary's heart was already in love with another man whom she could not legally marry. But she could legally enjoy illegally enjoy. How many of you men, if your wife comes up to you today, your wife, and says she's pregnant by the Holy Spirit, how many of you will still marry that woman? And yet you believe that such a thing happened? I want to see how many men out there in the comment section. The religious goats are not yet here. If your wife came to you and said she was pregnant of the Holy Spirit, how many of you religious people today will believe her? I don't know a single religious person in this world that will stay with a woman who comes and tells him that she was pregnant of the Holy Spirit when you haven't been sleeping with her. Unless Tyrone is the Holy Spirit, then I agree with you. If the Holy Spirit you're talking about is Tyrone, I agree with you. That illogical claim, that illogical belief, that illogical way of looking at this story is what makes the entire Bible fake. That's what makes the entire Bible fake. But you will need to be emotionally stable to see how fake it is. I promise you, there is no religious person that will have the audacity to come and argue this argument. Go all over the internet and watch them try to argue the legitimacy of Mary's pregnancy and watch them bamboozle themselves. Jesus could not have existed because people are not born of virgins. If Jesus was born and not born of a virgin, that means the whole story was a lie from the very beginning. Any story that begins with someone being born of a virgin, it's a lie. You get it? It's a lie. No, nobody sent a request because they're too scared of Bakanga. Don't worry about it. We don't need a request urgently. They will come. Just keep tapping the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Tap the screen like you never seen the screen. Make the algorithm feel your presence. Salvation is a scam. Listen, y'all. You have been told that you need to be saved. But the reality is that you don't need to be saved. So what have those who then tell you that you need to be saved done? They have created something from which you need to be saved from. So before you can believe that Jesus can save you, you first have to believe in what Jesus is saving you from. And if what Jesus is saving you from is not something you can know by yourself naturally, then somebody has to make it up. They have to fabricate the problem and then offer you a solution of a fabricated problem. Do you now see? Do you now see? But I really doubt that most religious people have the IQ or the intelligence capable to process this thought. Why? Not because they don't have the capacity or the ability, but because they are so invested into their emotions. Daddy, thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for everyone who's liking. Thank you for everyone who's sharing the live. Don't worry. Bakanga is not chasing fame. Fame will come naturally with my message. And fame is very difficult to manage. But for those of you who have been blessed to witness the journey of Bakangalization, the introduction of Bakangalization into the world, this is the antidote to the disease of religion. And it is available for all men, regardless of your race, your stature, your belief system, what country you live in. My message is here to deliver your mind and give you the opportunity to make the most of this once and forever opportunity that you have called life. opportunity that you have called life is once in forever. Once it's over, it is over. You won't have it again. There is nowhere for you to go after you die. Because death means the end of all goings. So how can someone save you from something from which you don't need to be saved? What's up, man? What you got for me?
What's up, man? Nah, I was scrolling through and I seen this, and this is exactly what I've been telling people that Mary wasn't no virgin, and you got to break it down. So you the first person that has this on TikTok, bro. Like they don't understand. They got to do some digging and understand what the language means. But I'm gonna help them out. I'm gonna give them a little piece. In that language, there's a word called alama, and that word alama means a young girl. And when you look up virgin, you get the word alma. So all they're just saying is that it was just a young girl. It wasn't necessarily saying that it was a girl who was untouched and ended up pregnant. So you got to share this because this is huge right here, bruh. They don't know no better, but they got to do their research. That's
Bruh,
all.
when you put it that way, bro, you actually you put it in more work than I even think is necessary because this is a mathematical problem which is so simple you don't require a formula for it. Think about it, right? There are some math problems where you require a formula. For example, finding the zeros of a quadratic equation. If I asked, there's out of 129 people, there's probably less than 20 people who can straight up find the zeros of a quadratic equation because the last time some of you took math class was maybe like 50 years ago, and some of you, as soon as you were out of math class, you forgot about it, right? And then there's some math problems which don't require any type of formula. For example, 1 plus 1, like god damn, bro, 1 plus 1 is so simple. You don't need a formula for that. And it doesn't matter how long ago you came out of class, you're gonna remember what 1 plus 1 is. To solve the problem of Mary being a virgin, bro, is a simple logical question which doesn't even require a formula.
Right, right,
Someone
right,
who gives birth to a child cannot be a virgin. Period. It's
right,
just
right.
there's no need for us to
Period.
think too hard about it, right? That's why I
No,
was asking
right.
earlier. I said earlier, how many of you religious men, if your wife, no, not your wife, your daughter walks into your house today, your 15-year-old daughter, and tell you that I'm pregnant by the Holy Spirit, how many of you would believe her?
Yeah, right. We ain't having that.
Bro, do you realize that even in the Old Testament, the idea of the Spirit doing things wasn't even in that context of like
Yeah,
literally impregnating people?
right. Right, because it tell you too in the old text how demon angels came to earth as they called them, and mated with or Nephilims mated with the angels or whatever. They always say mated
Bro,
with.
that's another bullshit and contradiction in the Bible because the Bible says that angels are not flesh and blood.
Yo,
You cannot procreate with human beings if you are not of the same species. It just doesn't happen, bro.
it
It
don't
just,
happen.
no matter how hard you want to believe it, huh? Even gorillas cannot procreate with us to a certain degree. You understand? Like, you will literally have to be human to procreate with humans. So
Yeah,
unless the sons of God were literally like white people, and then these men were like black people, then you can see something like that happening. Unless you're talking about like another race of humans, which is the same with the same genetic makeup, then that's possible. But if you're telling me that some angels, which are not flesh and blood, male or female, came down and had sex with human beings, bro, you're living in a world that is stranger than the world of Superman. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying,
man.
bro? I
Because
appreciate you, my brother. I wish I had too
all
much
day,
time,
man,
but we
keep
on the
doing what you're
same page,
doing.
man. We on the same
Yeah,
page.
keep doing what you're doing,
Fantastic.
man.
No
For
problem.
sure.
Go straight to your point, ladies and gentlemen. When you come up, please do me a favor. Cut through all the pleasantries. Let's not dwell on too many pleasantries. Go straight to your point. Ignite. Boom. Let there be combustion. What's up?
How do you know Jesus didn't exist?
Because Jesus didn't exist. He's a fictional character.
How do you know?
Because when you read the story, you can tell that it's a fictional story, bro. Come on. I went to school.
Can't something exist outside of time, space, and matter?
That's the definition of things that don't exist. You know, you do know that non-existence is an English word, right? It also has a definition. Non-existence is the absence of space, time, and matter, bro. Things that don't exist have no. You can find them nowhere. That is the lack of time. You can find that's the lack of space. You can find them at no point in time. That's the lack of time, and they have no form nor shape. That's the lack of matter. Things that don't exist are absent, completely absent. But things that do exist, you can find them somewhere at some point in some form. That's just how it works, bro.
Okay, so you don't believe there's any God?
Bro, there's no God.
Because people have experiences, near-death experiences.
Human beings can have all types of emotional experiences that ain't got nothing with reality. It's usually indicative of some type of malfunction in the brain or some type of drug-induced experience. It's not strange. It doesn't make them bad people. It just shows you that the human machine can suffer damage and it can malfunction.
How did everything come to be into existence? Like humans. Who was
Things
the
did not
first
come. Things did
human?
not come. Things that exist don't come into existence. They just exist. They're present and continuous. Reality is within the realm of presence and continuity. Reality is not measured based on past or future. Reality is only measured based on the now. Now is what makes things real. That's why people who are dead are not real people. They are dead. They don't exist anymore. People
When
who
you
have never
pass
been
away,
born, people who have never been born don't exist. You get it? Anything that is not present is not there. For example, if me and you were in the same class, bro, and the teacher was taking a roll call, it doesn't matter if the whole class knows you. It doesn't matter if we know your name or if we just saw you outside on the playground. If the teacher calls your name and you don't answer present, that is the equivalent of not being there. You ain't there. You ain't there, bro. The teacher's not gonna check mark you because you were in class yesterday or because you're gonna be in class tomorrow. If you're not present in that moment, you're not there. So for something to exist, it needs to be right here, right now. It needs to be present within the realm of reality. That is how we human beings calibrate our senses. That's how you know that somebody is mentally stable. Anybody who cannot tell the difference between things which are there and things which are not there is not mentally stable. I'm not insulting you. I'm just telling you the truth. Stability is indicative of a balance. Think of the balance of mind. That's why most religious people, naturally, they are chasing peace of mind, right? They're looking for peace of mind within those stories that their religions give them. But the religions can never truly give them peace of mind because the religions don't have a standard. Every Muslim, bro, a Muslim can leave the Middle East and come to America and go to a mosque, and that imam will be telling him a different interpretation of the Quran. It might be similar, but there will be enough differences to make him uncomfortable. Then he'll be like, let me go somewhere else. The same thing with Christians. Bro, let me give you a proof, bro. The only true religion is the one that doesn't have different types. Is the religion that is only one. You cannot question it. Like, it doesn't change from place to place.
That's right.
It cannot be interpreted differently at all, even slightly differently. You understand? And there is none in this world like that. There's no religion like that. There's no religion like that in this world. All religions in this world is usually based
Man-made.
on whoever is interpreting it to you.
Religion's man-made.
Say that again.
Religion is man-made, right?
All religious beliefs and all things associated with religion are all man-made. You're correct. Bro, but just because it's man-made doesn't mean that it has to be bad. Man makes things that works for him. The problem is that religion doesn't work for everybody. Religion only works for the rich and powerful because it keeps the poor and the broken in a permanent state of slavery. Yeah, if you're the pastor of the church, bro, you ain't got a problem. Shit, bro. You don't have to work. All you got to do is flip the Bible, find some bullshit, tell them on Sunday, and they pay your bills. They send your kids to school. They buy you all the expensive shit, bro. Like, bro, why will I have a problem with Christianity if I was a pastor who doesn't have to go and answer to a boss? But I'm the boss, and I ain't even got no real product. I'm only literally selling bullshit stories, bro. All I gotta do is tell you what I need to tell you to make you feel good and to guarantee that you're gonna come back next Sunday. That is true for every single religious organization in this realm of reality. There is no religious person who is preaching you their religion without the intention of having you come and be under them, or without having you validate their existence to a certain degree. It is quite unfortunately true. Some people see the way we speak against religion and the beliefs in God, and they think that we have some type of innate hatred against it. Nah, bro. When you see a scam, you see a scam, bro. Like, you don't need to hate the scam or like the scam. Now, it is quite unfortunate that I hate seeing people being scammed. So naturally, if I see you being scammed, I'm going to at least let you know.
You believe in evolution, right? It happens, right?
I don't believe in nothing, bro.
Nothing. You just believe we're just here.
I don't even believe in me. Bro, I don't need to believe in me, because one thing I do know for sure is that I'm going to die. So why do I waste my time believing in something which is going to die? Nothing is worthy of belief. Listen, bro, there is nothing in this realm worthy of belief. Belief is not the way by which we validate our reality. I simply need to know. I know me and I know you. That's it. I know it. I don't need to believe it. I don't need to feel any. I know it. I know that I was born and I know that I would die. I know that this experience I'm having is temporary. So I'm not addicted to life. I'm not so addicted to life that I have to now imagine that even after I die, I'll have more of it. No, I understand the temperance. There is something called temperance, the temporary nature of all things. All things are temporary. For you to find balance between the way you think of something, you need to understand the temporary nature of it. That's what religious people fail to understand. That is why they choose to imagine eternal life, because they don't know that life is temporary. Life cannot be eternal.
So
because
when you
death
pass,
exists. Go ahead.
when you die, you cease to exist.
That's true. You cease to exist. What makes you ceases to exist?
Like before you were even born.
You didn't exist.
So
Because
that's
your
what that's like.
existence is a state. Your existence is a state which will change and it cannot go back. It's a state which is measured and quantified within a specific form, human, at a specific time, your age, at a specific place, depending on where you're born. Those three things have to converge, and there has to be an equilibrium for you to be a healthy, functioning existence. Who you are, where you are, at what point you are. That's what makes you you. You remove any one of those elements, there's no you anymore. You cease to exist. Let me give you an example. If I eat the mango, and right after I eat that mango, I eat that watermelon. Bro, that mango and that watermelon, by the time I'm eating it and chewing it, they don't exist anymore.
Right.
When they go through my stomach, they get digested, broken into pieces, they don't exist anymore. And when the shit comes out, you can't tell which part of it was mango and which part was watermelon. All you can tell is that it stinks. It ain't worth shit. So you throw it away. Well, if the shit ain't worth shit, you know what I'm saying? You throw it away. That's why we call human dead bodies remains. Have you ever seen anybody who takes a dead body and put it in their house? It got no value. It remains.
The dead body. Yeah.
This is the truth that religious people have a hard time understanding, nor finding balance within themselves. This truth takes away their peace of mind, so they run away from it as far as possible. But I am here not only to give you this truth, but to help you learn how to find balance within that truth. It is what it is. What they have lied to you is that you can't find balance within it, that you need a shepherd. You need someone to guide you. No. Your genetic makeup is sufficient for you to suffer and to enjoy every moment that comes between. You're going to experience pain. You're going to experience joy. You just need to find the strength to make it through every day. It takes as much effort to enjoy your day as it takes to suffer. That's what most people don't know. It takes the same effort. It will cost you the same to have a good day as it will cost you to have a bad day. A good day is just as good as a bad day, and a bad day is just as bad as a good day. It's just a day. At some point, it's going to be night, and you know what? You're going to need sleep. There's people today who are having a bad day. They're still going to go to sleep. There are people who are having a good day. They're still going to go to sleep. When the
Everybody
end
stop.
result... Go ahead.
If everybody stopped talking about God and religion, it'd be useless, right?
Facts. That's what I always say, Austin. You know how it is.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Austin. I appreciate you,
All right.
okay?
All right.
You know how Bakanga rolls. I dare anybody to stand in front of me and challenge what I'm saying. What's up, man? What's up, Mr. Manny? Mr. Manny has graduated from this world. He is now in the world of extreme noises. Ladies and gentlemen, why are we not yet at 100,000 likes? Come on now. Come on now. Do you want me to rebuke you people in Jesus' name? Don't you dare me now. Because I will rebuke you in Jesus' name. I don't mind. It can't just be one person. It has to be team effort and share the life. Share the life with every human being that you know that needs to be Bakangalized. I've had a few guests come out, and so far nobody has spoken about Mary being a virgin. Oh man. Can anybody come and tell us exactly how Mary was a virgin? You know, this is the easiest way to shut up a religious person, okay? Just tell them that Mary was not a virgin. There is no comeback. They have no comeback for it. Because if you just tell them that Mary was not a virgin, all you have to do is let them talk and hear themselves talk. And then there's nothing to say. But yeah, bro, that sounds extremely irrational, illogical. And I put my screen like that for a specific reason. It's a natural progression. If Mary was not a virgin, then salvation is a scam. Because Mary gave birth to the Savior, right? So if they lied about Mary being a virgin, what's the chances that they lied about her baby being the Savior? If salvation is a scam, then that baby cannot save anyone. You know what I'm saying? And because Muslims also believe in Mary, it's easy for me to now tell you that even Allah cannot save you. So you can Allahu Akbar all you want to, that's you. But it won't save you. What exactly are you trying to save people from? This is the real question that I don't think that most of our religious brothers and sisters have ever asked themselves. What is Jesus saving you from? Most religious people have never actually investigated to be sure that what Jesus is saving you from is indeed real or is indeed really something that you need to be saved from. Jesus is saving you from your sins. How can someone who died 2,000 years ago save you from your sin? How can you continue to suffer from something from which you have been saved? It is a carefully weaved webs of lies. Every single word in the Bible, every single doctrine in the Bible is a carefully devised webs of lies that was meant for uncivilized human beings who are so overwhelmed by their day-to-day suffering to even take a moment to think rationally. You have to think about it, okay? That's why religion is very appealing in moments of emotional trauma. A person who is doing perfectly fine in life cannot be so easily seduced by any religious doctrine. So those who bring you religion are like snakes in the dark. They wait until you are experiencing some sort of emotional related suffering. Then they present themselves. The first thing they do is that they always exaggerate the problem. There is no religion in this world which does not exaggerate problems. Whatever your issue is in this world, okay, as soon as a religious person lays eyes on the problems you're having, the first thing they do is exaggerate it. They have to make it as bad as possible, so that when they offer you a solution, you won't even care if the solution is real. You will just take it for a lack of any other option.
Hello, good evening, bro.
What's up, bro? What you got for me?
How are you today?
Let's cut the pleasantries, bro. You can see that I'm doing good. What's your point, my bro?
Okay, you said Mary is not a virgin. You have evidence to back up your claims.
Yes, I have evidence for my claim.
Okay, can I hear it?
Okay, my evidence will just be me and you to use our minds to reason. I'm going to ask you a simple question. So, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Do you have any children?
I have a kid.
How old?
6.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Okay.
It's son.
Let's imagine for 1 second that kid that you have is a girl, okay?
Okay.
Your kid is now 14 years old, okay?
Okay.
And one day your kid comes to you and says, Daddy, I am pregnant by the Holy Spirit. You will believe it?
Okay.
No.
Of course, talking about me.
Hold up.
I'm coming.
No, I know you're coming. I know you're coming. And I know
want
you're
to
coming.
answer exactly what you said.
I know that. But the way I ask you the question first requires you to give me a solid yes or a solid no. Will you believe it? Just say yes or no.
You didn't condition me though.
Brother.
Yeah, of course I wouldn't believe that.
Okay, good. My true question is, now that you've given me a straight answer, right? Because your answer was very straight and I accept it, right? Because it was a yes or no, right? There's no right and wrong. It's more like a yes or no. You say, of course you'll not believe it.
Yeah.
My question is, why?
Of course I won't. Okay, there's nothing special about her. And biologically, she has to be pregnant with someone having the kind of relationship with her. Probably based on intercourse, I think.
Bro, can you speak more clearly? Because it seems like you're murmuring.
I said I wouldn't believe her because biologically she needs an intercourse. That's what I said. Sexually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That's logical. Of course, she needs intercourse. Now, who did Mary have intercourse with?
You don't like hearing references from the Bible, right?
Brother, who did Mary
Because I
have intercourse
wanted...
with?
Regarding Jesus Christ, there wasn't any record of intercourse, and a historian named Josephus Flavius, you know when Josephus Flavius, if you've heard about him, Josephus Flavius was born in 37 BCE, and that was shortly after Jesus Christ died. He actually wrote the Bible account of Jesus Christ, and he mentioned exactly the early life of Jesus Christ in his history book and what was trending during the time when Jesus Christ existed. He wrote about Jesus Christ. He wrote about how he was born, and the rumor as at then was that he was born without any sexual intercourse, and there was a divine production regarding his birth and so on. And later, so many things recorded in the Bible. I was hearing you when you said everything in the Bible are false and so on. Josephus Flavius actually, is not even a believer.
Brother. I know exactly. I know that you have a story to tell, but you're just not even answering my question. I said to you, who did Mary have intercourse with? Because the logical reason why you will not believe that your daughter is pregnant by the Holy Spirit is because in order for a human being to be pregnant, there needs to be intercourse or the introduction of sperm in some form or another, which in ancient times, there will be no medical equipment to do that, and it had to be intercourse, right?
Joseph, the husband of Mary, actually said he didn't have intercourse with her throughout their stay or throughout their relationship.
Of
Joseph,
course, of
Joseph
course,
himself. Yeah.
brother.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? Now that you put that, let me ask you another question. I think this one will work better. Are you married?
Okay. Married. Of course, I'm married. I said I'm married.
It's okay. Of course, you're married. So let's say that you and
Yeah.
your wife have not had sex in the last 12 months, and then your wife is now pregnant, and she convinces, and she's trying to convince you that it was the Holy Spirit, and you know that you did not have intercourse with her. Would you then believe that she is telling the truth?
Okay, I wouldn't believe. But what if even before
wait, brother,
I said I won't believe.
Why?
I've answered you already.
Why?
Because we haven't had any intercourse.
So what is the
But
possibility?
what if
What is the only realistic possibility?
what if
Brother, wait
I
now.
read can I
Brother,
can,
brother, hold up.
okay. I'm
You
with
have
you.
not had intercourse with your wife, right?
Yes.
But she's pregnant,
Yeah.
right? What is
Yes.
the one and only realistic possibility?
Okay. What if before there was already a prophecy written that I have seen that stated that so person will be a virgin and will give birth to, and then I also had
Brother,
like
brother,
a revelation that
brother,
this actually happened.
brother, I'm going to ask you the question again. What is
Okay.
the only realistic possibility?
Sexual intercourse, of course,
With who?
realistically, as you said.
With who? If she didn't do it with
With-
you, who did she do it with?
That's why I said, though you don't believe in anything extraordinary. Of course, that's what you said. There was already a prophecy
my
regarding
brother,
the birth of Christ. Yeah.
Tony,
Okay. Yeah. I'm with
if
you.
your wife got pregnant and you did not sleep with her, what is the one and only realistic possibility? Who did she sleep with?
You're not allowing me to talk.
Brother, because
You're asking me a question and you're conditioning me.
Brother, of course I'm conditioning you. That's why I'm asking you the question. I'm not asking you to just talk and ramble and ignore my question.
Okay, if I answer your question, can you allow me also explain? Okay, let me answer the question, but
brother,
only
you do realize that
Okay.
I'm not asking you a question that I'm ignorant about. I already know the answer, right? I'm just trying to see if you're on the same page with me in terms of your reasoning and your common sense. Because I'm pretty sure that if my wife is pregnant, she slept with somebody else, and it wasn't a woman. She didn't sleep with another woman.
I just told you I won't. I've answered that now. I said the only possibility is sexual intercourse. I keep saying that,
Sexual
but you don't want me to explain.
With who?
Yes.
With who?
Of course, it's not me. With someone else.
Who's this someone else? A gorilla?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
A gorilla or a horse?
Another human being that I don't know.
Hold on. A woman with another woman? Another woman, human being?
Another male human being, of course.
There you go. That's how your brain works. If your wife got pregnant and the penis who impregnated her was not yours, it was another man's. End of conversation, bro. You can now go into your religion and begin to make yourself seem like a madman without no logic, no reasoning. That's your problem.
Then can you allow me?
I will not argue with you about
We
your
are not arguing. You're not arguing. You can't be specific to your own beliefs. You can't. You're here to actually listen to somebody and someone listen to you, but you're not doing that.
Tony.
Okay, I'm with you.
Tony.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm listening.
I'm here to establish reason. Any conversation that begins to go out of the realm of reason does not command my respect. So you need to behave yourself now, bro, because you already answered my question. You show me that you have reason. Now you're trying to persuade me about some unreasonable bullshit.
So I've not even said anything. How am I persuading you without even allowing me to say anything?
Brother, you think I was not hearing what you were trying to say to me earlier? You're trying to say, what if there was a prophecy that already prophesied when there's no evidence that there was any such a thing? There's no evidence that there was any prophecy that was ever prophesied about anything.
Yes, Daniel already prophesied that. Daniel reigned during the Babylonian world power.
There is no evidence in this world that there was ever anybody in this world called Daniel. Those books were all fabricated. There is no evidence whatsoever, even realistically in the real world. If Daniel, listen, bro, are you telling me that the Babylonians did not have their own history? Let us go and look at the history of Babylon and see if there was anybody there called Daniel.
Of course they do.
Okay, so according to Babylonian history, who was Daniel?
He was one of the chiefs. He was one of the chiefs in the Babylonian Empire. Yeah.
According to Babylonian history?
Yes.
What's your source?
You
What's your source?
don't read, but
Bro, what's your source?
okay. Do you know what? Do you have another phone now?
Tony,
Yeah.
what is your source of this information? Is it the Bible or is it Babylonian history text?
No, it's an history book
Okay.
from a
There's
Jew. Yeah.
Which history book? Which history book?
From Josephus Flavors. He wrote
Joseph-
about Daniel too.
So hold
He
on.
wrote about Nebuchadnezzar.
Josephus Flavors was a
Flavors,
Babylonian.
yes.
Was he a Babylonian?
I said he's a Jew. Jew.
Okay, then your brain is not understanding my question. I said, according to the Babylonians, who was Daniel?
Daniel was a Jew.
According to the
Daniel was
Babylonians.
according to the history. Daniel is a Hebrew man who lived in Babylon.
According to the Babylonians. So I want you to give me a Babylonian historian who said there was a guy who used to live here called. Yeah, give me a Babylonian
According to the
historian.
Babylonian, is Babylonia existing now? Is Babylon existing now?
So according to Josephus, is Josephus existing now too?
As at the time he was existing, Babylon was still existing.
Brother, have you ever heard of the Sumerian tablets, the Enuma Elish? Brother, we have found thousands of records of Babylonian history, bro, written on stone tablets.
I'm not saying those things are not there. I mean now.
Brother, Mr. Tony, pause.
Okay.
Now. We have found records from Egypt. The Egyptians even have found mummies. There is no record which is independently Egyptian which mentions any Moses. In fact, you cannot find record of any of those biblical characters within the histories of civilizations that was much bigger than them. Babylon was 10 times bigger than anything the Israelites could have created. They were the most documented people of their time. They were the most technologically advanced. You cannot tell me, brother, you cannot tell me that they did not have history records. So now we have to listen to someone who is from the same side of the same propaganda that we're trying to question. Tell us about the history, bro. It's like you telling me that if you want to learn about slavery, bro, it's like you telling me that if you want to learn about slavery, go and ask the white people. The white people will tell you the whole truth about slavery, right? Don't even ask even one black person. Don't even ask one African. Don't ask the Africans, hey, how was slavery in Africa? Don't go to Europe and go and ask Thomas Anderson. How was slavery in Africa? I'm pretty sure Thomas Anderson will tell you the whole damn truth. Bro, use your brain. I'm asking different source. According to Babylonian history, did they ever mention any Daniel? Yes or no?
I just told you that if you research it, you're going to see even Nebuchadnezzar.
Listen to my question again. I know the source of your current information is from the Judeo-Christian perspective of what they call history, which we now know is not history. So I'm asking you for a different source that can validate. Give me a source outside of the Judeo-Christian influence. There is three things. There is three things that the Judeo-Christian system is famous for: colonization, forgery, and complete dismemberment of different traditional cultures. They are willing to lie and make up any type of lie to support their ideology and rationalize their behaviors. That is why we live in a world today where if you even mention Holocaust, if you speak bad against a Jew, they will even hang you from the sky. But they expect us Africans to forget something that was done to us from which our perspective it was even worse than what was done over there in that land called Germany. You are here over here telling me that if you want to learn about what happened during slavery, ask the white man. No. How about these Babylonians themselves, who were so powerful to capture the Israelites? If they were so powerful to capture the Israelites, to educate Daniel and his brethren, where is the record from the Babylonian perspective? You either have it or you don't have it. The fact that you don't have enough integrity, bro, to say you don't have it is very, very funny to me.
Probably I have to make references and come back to you maybe some other day because since you're asking about the source, I think that would be more appropriate for me to give you the source.
I'm not even asking you to give me any Babylonian source like in depth. I even want you to just mention vaguely. Give me any historical record which is outside of the influence of the Judeo-Christian system.
The one I gave you about Josephus Flavors, you said that's all Christian Judaism and whatever.
Josephus, there is no evidence that was even a real person, bro. These people were manufacturing historians to support their religious beliefs.
Flavors? That is one of the greatest historians you can name.
Brother, what
Josephus Flavors.
Give me, hold on. Give me any tangible evidence that was a real human being and that that's not just a fabricated historical figure.
Josephus Flavors?
Yes.
Wow.
Bro, do you even know the difference between a fabricated historical figure and a real historical figure? If there is no physical evidence, you cannot really tell the difference between a fabricated historical figure and a real historical figure.
Okay, what are your facts about a real historical figure? What are your facts?
There will be physical evidence and there will be indigenous records also that support that. That's what I'm saying. If you want to know the whole story,
think these things are lacking?
Listen to me, bro. If you want to know the truth about any story, ask everybody who was there. Don't just ask one person. Okay?
Not just a person, though.
You cannot just give me the name of Josephus Flavors. Bro, who is the one who's endorsing this person? The very people who are promoting the religion. Have you never heard it? The best way to control a story is to control both sides. If I control the Republicans and the Democrats, I can control what information is coming out. That's how it works. This person you're talking about does not have enough credibility to be considered a non-bias. He was Jew.
This is based on your speculation, though. You haven't really researched about this particular person.
Brother, I don't need to.
Conclusions.
Let me tell you something. I don't need to because, like I said, was he a Jew?
You mean Josephus Flavors?
Yes.
He was a non-religious person. He's not even a Christian.
Brother, how do you know that someone is non-religious? Were you in his heart?
Bro.
Brother, were you in his heart?
Like now.
Bro,
won't I know that you're not religious?
Brother, were you
Won't
in his
I know
heart?
that you're not religious?
You don't know if I'm lying to you. You don't know if I'm lying.
Then nothing. Then are you trying to say that you're lying, or what you're saying
Brother,
you're lying?
Because religiosity is something so abstract, you don't know.
Bro, Josephus Flavors.
I'm gonna ask you again. What exactly about him makes him non-religious? What he wrote?
Okay, should I answer now?
Brother, he was a Jew,
I'm
right?
listening.
Right?
He was a Jew, yeah.
Do you know that you couldn't be a Jew if you were not religious? Oh, man, it's really crazy to think of these people.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're African. Are you a traditionalist? Are you a traditionalist?
I have no choice.
As an African?
Yes, I have no choice. If I'm a real African, listen, bro. If I'm a real African, I have to be a traditionalist. I have a traditional name. I have a traditional language.
That doesn't affect your heart.
I have a traditional way of respecting my father and my mother. I also have a traditional way of treating my uncles, bro.
That's different. That's not religious.
No. You could not be a Jew without being religious. Do you know why?
I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you a simple question because, like I said, it seems to me like you just don't even understand the history of what you're even saying, the record of these religious people that you're talking about.
Who is saying traditional is not a religion? Who is saying traditional is not a religion?
I want you to ask me a question. Within the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, what is it that makes someone a Jew? What makes someone a Jew?
Makes someone
within the 12
a Jew?
tribes of Israel. Yeah, within the 12 tribes of Israel, what is it that makes someone a Jew?
Well, what makes someone within the 12 tribes? It's because you're from there.
Brother.
That's why you're a Jew.
Out of the 12 tribes of Israel, was all of them Jews? Yes or no?
Two tribes were Levites.
Brother.
Remaining 10 were...
Brother, just answer the question. Out of the 12 tribes of Israel,
okay,
were they all Jews?
At a particular point, all of the 10 tribes were Jews, and the remaining 2 were Levites.
At what point?
At what point?
Yeah, you said at a particular point. Duh. What point?
Yeah. Then that point is the same point. If I'm going to say, you're going to say is a lie. That's
Brother,
why I'm even reluctant to say.
Tell me what particular point. Don't be reluctant. Say it. If you know it, say it. What point?
The point at which there was this switch was after Jesus Christ.
Brother, the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yes.
Were they all Jews?
I just said no. I said 10 tribes. And 2 were Levites.
Brother. Watch the way I'm about to beat you up with the truth, okay? What I'm about to do is what I call lashing. You know, we Africans, we call it lashing. You know, I don't know which part of Africa it's from, but this is called lashing. I'm about to bamboozle you with Dr. Dugu.
Now only your sense of humor now they appreciate.
Brother, you feel they
Call
appreciate
me.
my sense of humor, but this sense of humor is about to bacangalize your mind because, bro,
Oh yeah.
I don't think say I don't think that you know what they talk about. I think say you just repeat what your
Me.
pastor don't tell you for church.
See, I don't do pastor thing.
Brother, Tony,
don't do
now,
pastor
Tony,
thing.
wait, listen carefully. Let me explain something to you, okay? During the days of Samuel, the Israelites had demanded for a king. The Israelites comprised of 12 tribes, 12 major tribes. So these are different groups with different chiefs. That's what a tribe is. A tribe is a multitude of people that have their own tradition and culture with their own chief. But then they have these other tribes over here that they are also genetically related to. So these 12 tribes form a nation that came to be called Israel. And the first king of that nation was a gentleman from the tribe of Benjamin. His name was Saul. Supposedly,
Saul.
this is how the story goes. This by no means endorses the story at all. I'm just repeating what the story says. After Saul did not follow the instruction of their so-called God that came through their so-called prophet called Samuel, the mantle to be king was taken away from him and given to another individual from a different tribe, the tribe of Judah, called David. Bro, don't finish my words. If you knew what you were saying, you would have said it before. Let me finish now, Abi.
What's now?
This is not church. This is not church, bro. You don't have to be echoing me. So preach on, preacher. Repeat.
Continue.
No. This is not preaching. Listen.
Keep talking
This
now.
person called David was an extremely immoral man. Sexually, he was attracted to both males and females. He committed every sexual perversion in the book. On the battlefield, he was a bloody hound. He slaughtered thousands without no care for humanity. But he followed the rules of their God. So it was credited unto him as righteousness. Talk about pure discrimination. I don't even know where discrimination is. He was in such good relationship with their God that supposedly he was made a promise that his household and his seed would always sit on the throne of Israel. David lived his life and David died. As David died, David supposedly appointed his son Solomon, who was quarreling with his brothers, who should be king. It was during the days of Solomon that something very drastic happened to these 12 tribes. They were separated. 2 tribes, the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, formed their own country. And the other 10 tribes formed their own country. These were now 2 different countries. By the time Solomon died, there was no longer any nation of Israel that comprised of 12 tribes. There was a nation of Israel, and then there was now a nation of Judah. The Judeans came to be called the Jews. A Jew is someone who comes from the tribe of Benjamin or Judah under the union of what they call the country Jews. They were the ones who controlled Jerusalem. So if the people who came from the other 10 tribes wanted to worship God the way David did, they had to go to Jerusalem to worship. That is why the woman at the well said, "This is the well which my father Jacob, our father Jacob dug." But the Jews say, "We must go to Jerusalem to worship." And then Jesus said to that woman, "A day would come when you will neither worship in Jerusalem nor worship here, but the Father seeks those who will worship him in truth and spirit." Why? Because there was a division within that nation. The 10 tribes of Israel came to be called the Samaritans because after time they were conquered and they interbred. They were no longer purely Israelites anymore. They interbred, which was forbidden since the days of Moses. That if you mix with the strangers around you and you interbreed, you will lose your relationship with your God. So those 10 tribes pretty much were whitewashed already. The nation of Judah continued to exist until eventually the Babylonians came and cleaned them clean. In the captivity which was prophesied by Jeremiah, which was then witnessed by Daniel, which was rebuilt by Nehemiah. That's what your so-called book of fiction says. A Jew is not everyone who comes from the 12 tribes of Israel. Some of the Israelites were called Samaritans. There were other names by which the Israelites were known. The Jews were exclusively those who worshipped according to the old way from Jerusalem and who were of the tribe of Judah or Benjamin. The Jews and the Samaritans are all Israelites. But even those nations were destroyed in 70 AD. They were completely annihilated, genetically spread. Hence, in this world today, you cannot find one who is actually genetically related to the who is 100% Jew genetically. But you people don't want to hear that because it takes your religion and weaves it. So that's why Timothy was half Jew, half Greek. According to the religion of the Jews, he's not a Jew.
Even Paul.
Even Paul is not a Jew. If you are mixed, you're not a Jew.
Can I also say something?
Say something, then I'll go on to the next guest.
Okay. What about things said about other kingdoms even before they ever existed? For example,
but bro, may I tell you something here? Make I tell you something, bro. This thing is just true,
tell
okay?
me.
And it's high time that we Africans will even realize this because we were even scamming ourselves with this nonsense before the white man came. I cannot even blame the Europeans. This idea that people can see the future. Bro, the future can only be predicted by probability. Nobody can tell you what will happen in the future word for word. There are too many elements that are involved. Like nobody can predict the future. I mean, no one can prophesy the future for sake. Prophecy means a proclamation. Nobody can tell you exactly how it will happen. You can only guess. You can only predict. You can only make an educated guess.
Okay, then should I tell you the guess and the outcome? So if we know it's just a mere guess
If
because
the
of how
guess
it actually
and
happened.
brother, if the guess and the outcome are both in the past, it cannot be a prediction. Because me and you don't know if it was fabricated at one time. The only way that a prediction can work, brother, it has to be from the present continuous moment. So the only predictions in the world are not predictions that have already passed, that are in the past. Any story which dwelling
time.
No, brother, like I said, any story which is in the past cannot be considered a prediction or a prophecy. Prophecy and prediction are only relevant within the present. That way, the element of truth, which is the fulfillment, can be witnessed. Anything which cannot be witnessed in the present continuous tense cannot be a prophecy or a prediction. Bro, I can tell you that my grandfather predicted that I will come to America. Yes, my grandfather in Cameroon, in the bush, he predicted that at some point in the future, out of the genetics of our people would come a son.
That's a shallow prediction. Tony,
no. Don't you dare. Let me finish telling you the prophecy of my grandfather.
Should I tell you how detailed this prophecy I'm talking about was?
Tony, wait now. You have not heard the prophecy of my grandfather. When I finish telling you the prophecy of my grandfather, bro, you will see how detailed it was. Let me finish.
Don't worry.
Let me finish saying. My grandfather predicted there will come an individual out of our bloodline. He shall be a son. He shall be born in this land of enslavement. But after a while, he shall travel to the land of the enslaver. There he will learn the truth of the world. And from his mouth would come truths which will set the people free. You shall call him Bakanga. He shall possess a gap between his teeth. He shall be in the spirit realm.
I think we have his cap, black one.
Of TikTok. Yes. He will wear face cap.
I don't blame you.
I
don't blame you.
But my grandfather, listen. My grandfather prophesied me already, my coming already. So those who know that prophecy can then see that I am here to do the prophecy. Are you telling me that I'm lying?
I'm not there, so
Tony, are you trying to say I'm lying?
I'm not there. I can't say you're lying.
Okay, so I'm saying the truth, right?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm not there. I don't know.
Tony, so you believe what I'm saying is true, right? Huh?
It depends. It depends.
It
If
depends
it
on what,
came to
come
pass,
on,
then
brother,
it's true.
brother. Of course, it came to pass. Look at me, I have a gap teeth, and I'm telling you there is no God. I'm here to set you free, bro. How can you then say that what I'm saying is not true?
Oh, kudos to your dad. Kudos to your father. I'll
Ah,
say kudos to your dad. He has done
yes,
well. Nice one.
yeah. Now you must praise and worship. Now you must praise and worship.
Then, okay, then should I give you the details about what he said?
No. Wait now. But before you praise and worship, I just want to let you know that once you become a believer, I have to collect offering. So you have to first pay offering before we continue this service, bro. You have to pay offering to the ancestor of Bakanga. If you refuse to pay offering right now and tithes, and I'm not asking for 10%, the Bakangalization asks for 100%.
I don't pay tithes. I don't pay tithes. I don't see. You see one thing. Let me tell you. People are exaggerating the doctrines of religion. That's just it. Okay. People are exaggerating it, and that is why so many people will find it difficult to ever believe anything. Too much of everything is always bad. Tithes is not in existence.
My
Tithes.
bro, you don't say no.
If you learn
Wait
the
till you
Bible,
you don't say what you want to say.
see.
Listen, this is what I want you
I
to
don't
understand,
see.
my bro. Listen carefully, okay? Let me say this to you from the depths of my being, from the most conscious part of my awareness, as consciously as well intended as possible, bro. In this world, if you don't control the flow and generation of money, you're always going to be a slave. If you don't control what you think, you're always going to be a slave. After examining the world with its many religions, its many belief systems, one thing that I have come to understand among our people is that we don't control the flow and the generation of what we hold as physical value, so money. Neither do we control the way we think, which is beliefs and doctrines. And because of that, our people have naturally always been people's slaves, either unwillingly or willingly. I just want to change that. And I came to understand that it doesn't matter how good something is. If that thing is keeping us in slavery, it must go. Even if that thing is God, even if that thing is Jesus. The price for freedom is independence from all things, all belief systems. I just need my people to understand that. If you want to subjugate yourself to the doctrines and the dogmas of a system which considers you a second-class human being, but that's your problem. But don't be surprised when what I'm saying resonates with the minds of many of our people who yearn for freedom. And many white people also who yearn to be free from the burden of being condemned as oppressors when they really have no such intent in their hearts. Just because the system has, listen, bro, this system has set us up for failure. It has made some of us into oppressors and made some of us as oppressed when we don't even want, none of us want it. White people don't want to be oppressors. Black people don't want to be oppressed. Somebody is pulling the strings. You want to know who's pulling the strings? The one who controls the generation and the flow of money. And this one comes in every race. This one can be a black man, can be a white man. The only thing that they have in common is that they claim to be the leaders. You see, the enemy of humanity does not come in one specific skin color. But they have one intention in common. They want to control the wealth, the flow and the generation of wealth. So whatever thing you are believing in your head, as long as your belief system doesn't hinder our people's ability to generate wealth and to control their own brains, bro, I don't care what you believe. But if what you're promoting is part of a system that not only did it enslave my ancestors, but it made those who enslaved my ancestors enslave my ancestors. I feel the pain of those who were enslaved and those who had to enslave. There is no winner in this game, bro. So it's not a matter of hating our fellow humans. No. It's a matter of how do we liberate our minds, which is our most powerful weapon, our most powerful tool. Ultimately, that's the whole point of my conversation with you. Right here, right now, what is relevant? What is relevant right now is that, does every black child in this world have food to eat? and a place to sleep? Does every white child, does every Chinese child? Why not? Ask yourself that question. And if you're going to blame the devil, bro, your own don't finish. Tony, thank you
It's
for your
okay,
time now,
bro.
bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your good listening skills. Many religious people don't possess that skill.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Some of you find offense within my words. Some of you cannot tolerate what I am saying. The things I say seem so strange to you. And some of you are not even surprised by what I say, because in your mind, you've rationalized it by saying, look, if what he's saying is different from what I believe, he's just possessed. So you have this entire battalion of negative ideas to just put on what I'm saying, so much that you ignore what I'm actually saying and you prevent your brain from processing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is true. It's just really uncomfortable. And there's no way to package it nicely without taking away some elements of that truth. So I have no choice but to say it the way I'm saying it. God does not exist, my friends. Jesus cannot save you. I know you grew up in it. I know you feel it. But you have been scammed. You have been. My brother, Steve. I see you, brother Steve. How long will it take before you realize that you are the one who is living your life, and that you can only be the one who lives your life temporarily? It's called temperance. Life is a temporary phenomenon. It is here one moment, then it's gone. You are here one moment, and you're gone. Don't let it take you your whole life to learn that truth. Some people don't learn this until they're in their deathbed. Then their last moments in this world is full of nothing but regret, because you just realize, damn, I could have been doing this. That's what regret is. Let me tell you what regret is. Regret is when you look back and you process the way and the choices you've made, and you think to yourself, damn, I could have made different choices. You, as a woman, you chose not to have sex before marriage. So you waited. You waited for 30 years until you found a man whom you fell in love with and you married, right? 5 years later, you find out that that man was cheating on you and he's got a complete different family on another side. What do? You regret. You regret waiting till you were 30, right? That's how regret works. Come to find out, this girl that you knew who was sleeping around, she was doing everything she was doing. She slept around with more than 100 men. She is the same age as you, but now she's also found a husband the same time as you, and he has never cheated. In fact, he is the most loyal individual in the world. You see, you chose to reserve yourself. You still got a bad husband. The one who was sleeping with everybody, she got a good husband. You think that she regrets? Maybe. Maybe now she appreciates her husband so much that she wishes she had not slept with that many men. But it doesn't change the fact that she still got the better husband. So instead of regret, she will feel gratitude. Because she did what she wanted to. She lived her free life, true freedom. So much that when life gave her something, she didn't have to... Let me give you another example, okay? There are some women who slept around with many men. And when they got married, they found out that the husband was cheating after 10 years. When those women sat down and they thought about it, they were like, well, I spent my whole life sleeping with many men. Maybe I should forgive him because I wasn't even a saint before I met him. Yes. You might think that life is difficult for the woman whom you think is promiscuous. Life is not difficult for her. Life is difficult for the woman who thinks she's a saint. Just to realize that being a saint doesn't add value to your life at all. If you are not being a saint intentionally from your own perspective of life and it's not imposed upon you by some belief system and some religion. Some of you only remain virgins to please your parents and to please the environment around you. You never quite really understood why you should even be doing it. I'm not saying it's impossible that a woman can choose to be celibate on her own or that a man could choose to be celibate on his own. Human beings can make those choices. And there are many happy people who are making those choices, but not majority of them. Not majority. Regret. That regret is born out of a place of subjugation. You made choices to please other people. And when you realize that, you wish you had made choices to please yourself. Let me tell you what pleasure is. Pleasure is a way of validating our existence as human beings. Every time we experience pleasure, pleasure comes from the word please, pleasing. Please, pleasing, pleasure, pleased. That validates. It is a given moment in time when you experience a rush of a specific emotion of satisfaction. Pleasure is when things are going exactly the way you want them to go. There is no greater pleasure than to do things from a place of independence of mind. To do things because you want to, not because you have to. Every time you have to do something is because something or someone other than yourself is compelling you to. That's why I said that, listen, I don't need to believe in God to be a good person. If being good is logically good, makes logical sense to me, then I'll just choose to be good. If being good is rational and the best option, why not be good? I don't need to be good because you told me. If I understand the situation and making the right choice is the most logical thing to do, then I will just do it. If being bad is the right thing to do, I will be bad. No matter what anyone thinks and no matter what anyone feels. I will be bad if being bad is the right thing for me to do from my way of understanding the world and life. But one thing is certain. I don't ever make a decision that I regret. Because I make the decision. Not that someone made a decision for me and I'm just doing what I think somebody else would do. For example, when you say, what would Jesus do? Why do you need to know what Jesus would do? You don't you have your own brain? What would Jesus do? Yeah, exactly my point. Believing in fictional stories is not a bad thing if you understand that what you have believed in is in fact a fictional story. Some of you think I'm attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I'm shedding your life, giving you perspective. If you allow what I'm saying to be processed through your mind, you have the ability to calibrate your own brain, not me. I cannot do anything to your brain. Of course, It is possible for human beings to be inspired from any story, whether the story is true or not, whether the story is real or not. But it is actually possible for human beings to be inspired. You see, that's what some of you guys are not getting. I am not questioning the validity of the inspiration that you get from believing in those fictional, supernatural things. I am questioning your inability to identify those fictional things as indeed being fictional. For example, why does Mary have to have been a virgin for you to believe that Jesus is your savior? Is it impossible for Jesus to have been your savior if Mary was cheating on Joseph and sleeping around and lied about it? What if the story says that Mary was sleeping around? What if she was a prostitute? Would you then reject Jesus as your savior? Because he wasn't born of a virgin, but he was born of a promiscuous woman? How does Mary not being a virgin change how much you believe in that story? Listen, if it changes that story at all, that's how you know your religion is bullshit. Because I'm telling you, a rooster will never lay an egg. The day that the rooster lays an egg, that's the day that Mary was a virgin. Hey! The day you see a fish laying down on the beach, tanning and enjoying the sunlight, that's the day that Mary was a virgin. Hey! The day you find a politician who does not lie, that is the day that Mary was a virgin. The day you find a pastor who is not a thief, that's the day that Mary was a virgin. Think of any impossible situation in your life. Brothers and sisters, women who give birth don't give birth as virgins, especially in the past. You get it? If you don't get it, there might be no hope for your brain. What's up, man? What you got?
Oh, hey, Al. I was talking to myself. I agree with what you said. If we really look back into the I'm gonna call it the annals of history, I think what you're saying is right.
Brother, it's crazy because I'm not even trying to be right, bro. Like, I can't find the word to put it. Bro, it is just what it is. It is so much just what it is that it's okay if you have a different belief as long as you really know what is, because I have the fundamental respect for everybody's brain. I think everybody's brain should be able to know the difference between things which are real and things which are not. It's not really about being right or wrong. It's just about, man, this is what is and this is what is not,
I have different time schedules. This going to Massachusetts Institute of Technology is driving me crazy. Let me turn my light on. But yeah, I think what you're saying is right. Absolutely. And it would be even worse. Because apparently not only did they erase the history books about it, but 80 million African Americans died and it's going to be more than that, of course, died on those damn ships. And then they slaved us here.
Oh, hell yeah. It was a genocide, unlike any genocide that has ever happened. It really was. It's painful to talk about, but the reality is that it did happen. Chances is, bro, this is what I like to put. This is how I like to put it. Every bad thing that happened in the past that they tell you in official history records, was worse than they are actually telling you.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. Why doubt? You already know.
I hear
The
you,
whole
bro.
thing is the,
You
the whole
got
thing is
anything?
our
You got anything
because
else, bro?
we're going through the plight right now. Whatever suffering that you experience that you know don't show anybody your face when you cry when in your silent times, you have to remember that somebody caused that shit. We will fight.
Brother, the battle begins in the mind. Okay? So every human being needs to develop these fundamental skills, how to differentiate between what's real and what's not. The way you can control the human brain. Listen, check this out. Human beings fundamentally are animals. Let's not even play this game. And every animal can be domesticated under the right circumstances. In fact, you cannot control an animal without domesticating that animal. So if you are an intelligent person, you want to understand the process by which you domesticate human beings so you can then look at yourself and make sure that you're not being domesticated. You get it? When you
That
domesticate an animal, you want to impose rules upon that animal in such a way that even when you are not there to supervise, that animal will still not break those rules.
I think even if you domesticate the animal, it goes down to their severe realization of what they want to experience. It's like what do you call it? You know, like in the movies when where you see Morgan Freeman have like he's gonna do his bucket list. There's things you want to experience before the you know the God unaliving the person, which is you or me. It's terrible. But there's things we shouldn't have to experience, like slavery and shit like that, you know?
I used to think that
Then what do you think now, since you used to think that?
what should have happened is what happened. So you cannot look at the past and say that it should have been another way. The reason why it was the way it is because that's the only way it could have been. The reason why you are the way you are is because that's the only way that you could be right now. So change is only possible. Doubt is only possible in the present. What you will be in the future, you have no idea. So there's no need to try to change it. What you are right now is the only aspect of your reality which can be tangibly edited. So think about it like a video that you post on the internet. You can edit the video while you're still recording. But once you've posted the video, even if you come back and edit it 24 hours later, there's already an original copy of the original video on the internet. Only the present can be edited. The past is what it is. It is what it is. Like it. We simply need to learn it, understand it, and take from it lessons learned and move forward. Wishing that things would have been different. You don't know how much different. You don't know if it could have been different for the better from your perspective or from the worse. You know? So it's for me, I see it
That,
as go
that's
ahead.
because we don't know the outcome. But what you're saying is absolutely right. What you said was true. It came from your heart.
Who knows? I don't even have a heart. Thank you, my brother Al. I appreciate you, okay, brother?
I'll talk to you later. I'll try to remember your page. There's
For
billions of
sure.
people on it, you know? For
Don't
sure.
worry. They will find me. The internet would find me. If you found me now, count yourself fortunate at this point in time.
Brother, what's going on, man, brother? My brother. Do you have an energy to talk about like this issue you talking about? There is no God. I don't
There
know
is
who
no
you
God.
are, man. There is no God. You don't believe in anything. What you believe in life?
Life doesn't require belief.
What do you mean?
I believe that I don't have to believe.
Where you came from? Who
Nowhere.
give you birth?
My father and my mother,
Who give birth to them?
their father and their mother.
Who give birth to their father and their mother?
It's always going to be a father and a mother.
You believe that, right?
I know that.
What do you mean, like you know that? You believe that or you know
That is
that?
a statement that is beyond belief. So it can only be validated by truth. That statement that came out of your mouth cannot be substantiated by just believing. It can only be
But
substantiated
so
by being unquestionably true. If there was
so
evidence
what?
anywhere in this world, listen, bro, if there was even one evidence in this world that you can have a human being without a father and a mother, then it's possible that what you just said is not true. That maybe my great-great-grandfather did not have a father and a mother, but there is no evidence anywhere to suggest that you can have a human being without a father and a mother. It is
Is
perhaps
your
the most
father alive?
consistent thing.
Is your father alive?
Of course,
What about your mom?
of course.
What about their mom and their dad?
No,
What happened to them? Where did they go?
they don't exist anymore.
But where did they die or
Yes,
where
they
did they
cease to
go?
exist. They cease to exist.
They used to exist,
They ceased to exist.
but they were exist before, right?
Yes, there was a
Oh,
point.
so you
There was a
you
point in the continuum that they were, but they are no more.
so that means you believe in past,
It's not a belief; it's a fact.
but they were existed.
Yes, they existed, and their existence is
How did
validated
you
by
know
my
they were
presence
existed?
because I'm
How did you
here.
know? No, how did you know they were existed?
Because I'm here. So I know what they are, but I don't know who they were. I don't know their
But
personalities and their character. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Let me educate you. There are many
you
aspects
cannot
to what
educate
makes
me, man, bro. You lost in
Mister
life.
Master G.
Yeah.
Don't lose your self-control now.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't let me trigger you. If you're so easily triggered by my words, then maybe you're not as great as you think you are. If you're really that great, have some
I'm
tolerance
not
and
trying to
don't.
be great.
Okay, don't let me easily provoke you by the way I talk. You already know that that's what I do. Anyways, let me
Okay,
educate you, okay, brother? Check this out.
okay.
A human being comprises of characteristics, which are elements of that person's behavior. When you combine all those elements, you get a personality. Understanding and knowing that about a person increases your knowledge about a person. So you can know someone, but not know them. You can validate their presence physically, but you cannot validate their character nor their personality due to the amount of time that you have with them. So yes, I know that my grandparents were here. I know what they were. They were humans, but I don't know who they were because I don't know their character, neither do I know their personalities. But within my present continuum, I see great-grandfather, grandfather, father, child, grandchild, great-grandchildren. There are many samples that I have seen. There are many samples in this world. There are many multi-generational living human beings that demonstrate the process of the progression and the evolution of the human family. And genetically, there's no need to question that. That's how I know. So it's not a matter that requires my belief. Whether I believe it or not, you will still have great-grandfather, father in this world right now as we speak.
But what you're telling me right now, it seems like you believe in past, present, and future, right?
It's not a belief.
Okay, so I don't know, like you can call it how
It
you
is a
want it.
substance of knowledge. That's why I say you need to be able to differentiate what makes something a belief and what makes something an absolute fact of knowledge.
Because okay, let's take a belief word out of equation. So we're gonna go like we're gonna use the word exist, right? Past exists, present exists, and
No,
the future will exist.
the only thing that exists is the present. The past doesn't exist, nor the future. Only
The
present
action
exists.
past. Why you use the word past? Like
You
D
use the
is
word
a past.
you
What is
use.
what is the past of a D?
I will
The
explain.
word
I
do.
will explain to you. I'll explain to you.
Yeah.
We use the word past and future conceptually in order to allow ourselves to understand
Okay.
things which cannot
Okay.
be completely understood
What,
simply by
what,
observing in the
what
present.
about the event? When the event occur
Brother,
right now?
brother, listen, please,
Okay.
listen, relax.
Okay.
The word past and the word future are elements of speech. We utilize those concepts as tools of language in order to allow us to process things which we couldn't process any other way without speech. So within the utilization of speech, we conceptualize the past, which is the way we talk about things which have already happened. We also conceptualize the future, which is the way we talk about things which will happen, or could not happen, or will not happen. But the only way that we conceptualize the present is by being there. That's the only reality that can be conceptualized without speech. You get it? So we have to assume those things, the past and the future, to the best of our degrees. And let me give you the problem with the past, bro. For you to know the real past, you need to get the opinion of every human being who was alive at that point in time. So you cannot really know what happened. No, I'm telling you. When you look at the big picture of the space-time continuum, every breathing human being who's alive in this earth right now is part of this present reality.
But you know the event.
So the information that is being generated through them and by them is also valid to what's making the world move. Let me give you an example, right? There's a Buddhist concept. So somebody once asked a sage, somebody once asked a wise man, where does the wind begin? Where does the wind begin? Why do storms rage? And the sage said to him, the wind begins with the flappings of the wings of a butterfly.
Yeah, but have you seen a wind before in your life?
Brother, are you not listening to what I'm saying?
No, I want to ask you.
Don't ask me something. You should know that at this point in the speech, you should be listening, bro. I was saying something. What was I saying, bro?
But I wanna have an intellectual conversation.
Brother, what was I saying?
Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet. You make your statement. And
brother, listen. I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's my program. That's why I told you to behave yourself.
You invite me to come to your program.
If you don't want to be, if you don't want to be here,
I want to be in your program.
Okay, if you want to be here, then don't tell me to stop what I'm saying. Listen, there's gonna be. Listen, bro. At sometimes you're gonna listen, at sometimes you're gonna respond, but it's not gonna be based on when you want and how you want because it's not your program. If it was your program, then I will give you that respect. But it's my program.
Okay, I got it. Just go ahead and I'm listening to you.
When you listen, bro, make sure your brain is activated so you can actually understand. It might actually do you some good. My brain is 100%
activated.
Okay, good job. Then listen.
Yeah.
Somebody once asked a sage a long time ago, where does the wind begin? Where does the wind come from? And the sage said to him, the wind begins with the flappings of the wings of a butterfly. That storm that you see, it started with a butterfly. That butterfly moved the air. There are millions of butterflies around the world. Each of them moves the wind just a little tiny bit. But the combined result of the movement of their wings is a storm. But then you also have the flies, the birds. You have every breath that comes out of the mouth of every living thing. All those things together, when you combine them, that's the breeze. The breeze that you feel pass you, it's a combined product of all things that move the air in this world. So if you want to know and validate this moment, you have to consider all the sources of the wind, which is almost innumerable. That's why I said to you earlier, if you want to know what happened last year, same time last year, you have to get the opinion of every living thing that was alive at that point. If not, you will only ever be able to know only a little bit of the picture. The same thing is true about history. If you want to know what really happened in history, unless you are getting the opinion of every living thing which was alive back then, you will never know history. That's why the past cannot be validated as real, as truth. The past is always going to be just a story from a certain perspective. The same thing is true about the future. Shit, you're not even in the future yet. You have nothing to use the future. You can only imagine. You can only guess based on what you've experienced in the past or what you're experiencing in the future. In the present moment is the only point in time when you have the opportunity to investigate. Even if it's impossible, you can at least try in the present. For example, is it possible for me to visit every butterfly in the world? Who knows? The only person who knows is the person who's actually set out on the journey to try. But for them to do that, they have to be present. They cannot be absent. And you know that someone is absent because they have died or they have not yet been born. But anyone who's in between the process of birth and death is alive. Right here, right now, bro, this is the real world. Everything written in the book is just stories. If you get that point, then you can talk to me, bro. package your ideology, package everything within
I
that
disagree with you.
unbreakable.
I disagree with you, whatever you're
Okay,
saying.
go ahead. What exactly do you disagree with? And articulate yourself very clearly.
Because I'm going to tell you, like, when you go to sleep tonight, right? When you wake up tomorrow, today will become a past. So you mean to tell me I have to talk to like everybody around the world to validate like you went to sleep yesterday? I mean, you slept yesterday
No, I
in
didn't
order
sleep
to
yesterday.
validate it.
I didn't sleep yesterday.
You did not sleep yesterday?
I slept today.
What did
Yes.
What did you do yesterday?
Nothing.
You were in life yesterday, were you?
No.
So you mean to you mean to tell me you were not in life yesterday?
No.
You are in life right now.
Yes.
You won't be in life tomorrow.
No.
So pretty much you care about like president right now. What's going on?
Every time that I'm alive is always now. Every day that I'm alive is always today. You get it? If you don't get it,
Okay.
your brain has not reached that level yet.
So that means like you, how old are you?
Listen, let me tell you something, okay? Let me give you the answer.
Are you getting old?
Let me
Or
tell
you
you.
getting younger? Or
Let
you
me tell
getting
you.
older?
Let me tell you something strange, bro. You probably have never heard
Okay.
this. Yesterday is the day before I was born, and tomorrow is the day after I die. But the entirety of my life is today. Let he that have wisdom hear my words and understand. If that is the perspective from which you see life, there is nothing that will be impossible to you as long as you know what you are, where you are, and what you have. I'll repeat myself. Yesterday is the day before I was born. Tomorrow is the day after I die. Every day that I am alive is today.
So you believe like pretty much you telling me you are believing the president. Past doesn't
Every
exist.
day is
and
not
the
a
future
belief.
doesn't exist.
It's not a belief.
Okay,
Every
let's
day is-
let's I'm,
listen
I mean,
again.
I'm gonna-
Listen again. Listen again. Every day
Okay.
is today.
But you getting older, though, right?
I'm not getting older. What's getting
You're
older
not-
is not me.
Who getting older?
My
Your
flesh
body?
is my flesh is depreciating.
How
my
did you
flesh,
get that from?
the entirety of my flesh is not me.
Who taught you that?
It's not a matter of being who taught me. I wasn't taught.
How did you learn that?
By being present. I'm here, am I not?
So you came from, somewhere you just come to know, like, okay, I'm alive.
I didn't
and-
come from anywhere. I'm here. I've always been here. If
And
I'm
you
not
won't
here, that means I don't exist. Yes.
So you won't die.
I will never die as long as I'm here. If I'm dead, then I'm not here.
I understand that.
If you
You
understand that, if you understand that, why are you still asking questions? It seems like your brain
No,
is
but
being
I'm saying like,
swindled
but
around.
I'm saying you are. I know. I can see your face. You are live. You are live. I can see you because we are having conversation. You and I.
because
I know
we're
you
both,
exist.
Because we're both present. That's the only reason. If we're not
Yeah.
both present here, there will be no conversation.
And you telling me like you did not sleep yesterday,
No, I slept today.
and you will not sleep tomorrow.
I will not sleep tomorrow. I will sleep today.
So you did not eat You did not eat no food, no nothing yesterday.
And it was all today.
It was all today.
Yes. Now check this out. Let me help you, okay? Let me help your brain grow up. I know that I did not sleep yesterday, that I slept today. And I can say it to you like that in language. But that will require you to have such a high level of mastery in language to where I don't need to overcomplicate my words, right? But because most human beings are not masters of whatever language they speak, I have to then think to myself, what is another way for me to help this person understand that I slept today, but it was moments before this moment of today? How do I help them understand? We then created the concept of yesterday, and then we created the concept of tomorrow. When in reality, it's all today. So we created those concepts as the lines that you draw in the middle of the road. Let me give you an example, bro. When we make a road, we draw a line in the middle of the road to help people stay. Is it because people are stupid? No, it's not because people are stupid. But it's because people can be stupid. You understand? When we build a bridge, we don't put side protection on the road because people cannot drive. But it's because every once in a while somebody will be drunk or somebody will look away and they can fall off the bridge. So you put those things there just in case. That's the same thing as yesterday and today. When we have traffic lights, is it because people don't know how to stop for each other? No, those traffic lights give us perspective. So we cannot do that to our brain within our mentality. The reality is that the road is going to be there, whether you have traffic lights or not. The thing is, if you don't put traffic lights to control the way people think, most people cannot think in a world where they are the ones who are supposed to be responsible for their behavior. The person who is driving on the road is not the one who built the traffic light. In fact, the only reason why I left my house today and went to work safely is because somebody else spent their time to put that traffic light. So I don't have to do it.
You went to work today, right? You left your house and you went to work today. I mean, you went to work.
Yes.
What time did you leave your house?
Moments ago.
Moment ago, okay. So you just said that the reason you left your house today and went to work.
It's all
So
today.
I want to know what is the term. Brother, when you sleep, like, do you dream? You believe in dreaming?
I don't dream anymore ever since I understood what dreams are.
What is the definition of dreaming?
Dream is simply electrical impulses and chemical movement within your neurological network, which is the electrical system of your body.
Where did you get that information from?
I went to school.
Like, how did you learn that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
went to
So
school.
I cannot just walk to the school and then, get that information.
Bro, when you go to school, you choose a discipline. So I studied biology, anatomy, and physiology.
So when did you go to school?
Yesterday.
So that means you believe it yesterday.
No. Concept, bro, I already explained to you what yesterday is. It's a concept, conceptually. So you're telling me, hold on, bro. So you're telling me that if I say to you that every day is today, and then I say to you that I did it yesterday, you still don't understand the difference, even though I just taught it to you right now? Bro, you're supposed to be smart, bro. You're supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get it. You get it, right?
Nah, I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
I did not get it. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Hold on. If you
It
didn't
does
get
not
it,
make any sense.
hold on. If you don't get it, then there's a possibility. Let me ask you, brother, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for living?
Yeah, I want to understand what activity your brain spends most of its time doing. Because based on the activities that your brain spends its time doing, that might be why you're not understanding what I'm saying. Because your
What I
brain
do
probably
for
spends.
living, I make people believe. No, what I
Brother,
do
just
for
tell me,
living
brother,
is
what
like
did
I
they do
make
for living
people
now?
understand. Yeah, what I do for living, I make people understand the world belongs to somebody. We're gonna die. We're gonna go back to our maker, the one who
Brother,
made you and
check
I.
this out.
That's
I'm
what I
asking
do
you,
for living.
what is your profession?
That's what I do for living.
Brother, what's the name of the profession now? I know you know how to speak English. I'm not asking you for poetry. What's your profession? What do you do?
My profession is like I make people understand there is a life
No,
after
bro,
death.
that's not the name of the profession. You're giving me a description, a job description. I'm not asking you for the job description.
job
I'm
description?
asking you the name of the
When I
job.
wake up, is it like I can be like I make people understand the world belongs to somebody.
Brother,
That's a
there is no
description I'll
such
give it to
thing
you.
as I'm not asking you for a description. I'm asking you for the name
You
of the
asked me
job.
for the title, right?
Yes,
I
what's the
wanna-
title
I
of
wanna
the
help you.
job?
The title of my job. Thank you. The title of my job is a preaching.
Oh, so you are a professional deceiver, a
I'm not a
liar,
professional.
a liar. So
that's
you are a qualified twister of truth. That's what a preacher is.
No, I'm not a Christian. That's
Yes.
it. I'm not a Christian. I swear to God, I'm not a Christian.
I did not say you were a Christian, bro. I did not say you were a Christian.
Yeah.
I did not say that. I just
The
said
word
you
preaching me.
brother, I get it. I
Yeah.
know. I'm not associating it to any specific religion. All I'm saying is that if what you do is preaching for a living, that makes you a professional liar.
But you see, you judge me now.
Oh yes, I am judging you.
Yeah. You are
I
judging
am
me.
judging you. Oh man.
What would you?
In fact, brother, not only am I
How
judging
did you get that judgment from?
Listen. Not only am I judging you, but I'm even condemning you also, because I usually don't condemn when I judge. Because I don't think that I should condemn. But right now, I'm condemning. I have condemned your brain.
So you condemn me based on me telling you like I preach for living?
A wise man doesn't require to hear much in order to come to a logical and truthful conclusion. If you want, I may proceed to. I can prove to you and provide you my evidence why you are worthy of
Okay,
condemnation.
okay. So the title is your show is like you don't believe in anything. There is no life after death.
Where did I say here that I don't believe anything, bro?
You said that
Can you read the screen?
Yeah, the Mary was not a virgin. Slavery is a scam. Jesus cannot save anyone. Allah, I cannot see your screen. I cannot see your screen. Okay, Allah cannot save you. Okay. Okay, you know, like all this stuff, like I wanna touch base on something. The last one, I wanna touch base on that.
All right, good job telling me that you're a Muslim. out of everything I put on the screen, you only want to tell me something about the last one. Look, you see, bro, you see how
Because
it's easy
you got a lot of stuff on there.
Master G, do you see how it's easy to set a trap for you religious people? You know, do you think that I was a fool when I put those things up here? The way I have put these titles up here, so I can, based on what you said to me, I'll know which religion you belong to.
You see, I didn't even tell you like what religion I belong to.
You're
just
Muslim.
assuming. What I'm not Christian.
Brother, let me ask you something. Are you saying that Allah is not God?
Brother, forget about my religion.
Brother, Master G,
we're gonna talk
Master G, I understand. I just need to ask you this one simple question, okay, bro?
I change it.
Please
Mary
don't
was
be,
not a virgin. I want to
don't
talk
be
about
offended.
that.
Brother, just wait now. Come on now, bro. Are you saying that Allah is not God? Is that what you are saying?
Allah is a God.
Are you saying that Muhammad is not his prophet?
Muhammad is a prophet of God. He's a last
That
prophet.
sounds to me like professional Muslim, undercover Muslim. Diagnosis complete.
Muhammad is the last prophet. Allah is
Brother,
a God.
I don't know who
Muhammad
lied
is
to
the
you.
last prophet.
I don't know who lied to you.
Who? I want to learn from you, for real. Who lied to me?
If you want to learn from me, you must first believe that I am the last prophet. Can you do that?
How? How you can be the last prophet?
In order for you, look at me.
What is the definition of a prophecy?
Listen, he that speaks truth, the highest truth of all. Listen, but look at me. If you want to learn from me, you must first believe that I was sent from a place where no one can be sent from.
Yeah.
By no one. I was sent, bro. I am a messenger of no one. Nobody sent me. But I was sent.
Nobody. You were sent.
By no one.
So, like, brother, can you believe, you know, if you can let me talk for like 2 minutes, I just want to get your attention
talk for 2 minutes.
something.
Sure, talk for 2 minutes.
Brother, do you like who made the iPhone?
Who made the what?
Who made the iPhone? The phone iPhone.
The iPhone wasn't made by a specific someone. It was made by many people.
Who made the Samsung?
About 10,000 different people. Same thing with Samsung. Samsung was made by like 10,000 different
What
people.
about Sony?
Same thing.
What about like what is an other brand name? Okay, let's stick with those two stuff. But he was made by somebody, right?
No. It was made by many people.
It was made by many people, right?
Yes. Without all those people, the iPhone and all these things would never have existed.
Okay. So your brain can understand it was made by many people, but your brain cannot understand this word belonged to somebody.
Listen carefully.
Too complicated?
Thank you. I like that you asked that question, bro. You see, bro, my brain actually understands what you're saying. That look, bro, that those iPhones were made by someone. Yeah. And this world that we're living in, when you first look at it from a position of lesser education, you almost think that somebody made it, which is natural and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But because my brain has reached a level that most human beings' brains has not yet reached, I also understand that not everything that is complex was made. There are some things that are such a magnificent, I can't even say that word, magnificent degree that were not made. So in this realm, there are things which are made and things which are not made. and they are both innumerable. But which one came first?
Can you list me like the thing that were made and the thing that were not made? Can you list me like two from each side?
Of course, the world. The world was not made.
It was invented. Like
No.
why you said it? The world was not made.
The world is indeed the product of circumstances which could have only occurred once in the wild.
So,
That's the world.
brother, let me ask you something. Like, who taught you how to say mom and dad?
Nobody taught me how to say mom and dad.
So how did you learn how to say mom and dad?
I heard someone say it, and then I taught myself.
You heard somebody said it. Who was that person?
I don't even remember, because that person wasn't relevant. What was relevant was that I taught myself how to imitate that person.
So you say you know from the beginning of the conversation you said that your mom gave you birth, right?
Yes, my mom gave birth to me.
Your mom gave birth to you.
Yes, that's an absolute undeniable fact.
And so where were you?
Nowhere.
You were nowhere.
Is that too difficult for your brain to comprehend?
Okay, so once your mom gave birth to you, right? How did your mom taking care of you?
The same way that a gorilla takes care of his baby.
So you mean to tell me like your mom taking care of you, right? When you got born, until she taught you how to say mom and dad.
My mom didn't teach me
Really?
anything.
Your mom did not teach you anything?
Nobody can teach me anything. Only me can teach me.
So you don't learn. You mentioned that you went to school. You learned.
Yes, I went to school to teach myself.
And so when you went to school, like you were.
I am my only teacher. The information that comes into my mind must be filtered through my mind from the perspective of me as a teacher, and then received by my mind from the perspective of me as the student. I am the teacher and I am the student. That is the way information should be received. You see, most of you have not learned nor grown in knowledge. Most of you have not acquired higher levels of wisdom because you only see yourself as a student. You think that something outside of you can teach you. No. You have to be the teacher. If you're not the teacher, you cannot handle the responsibility of being the student. A student is a higher being than the teacher.
Yeah. You know, the reason I'm asking you this because I want to have an idea about who you are.
Brother,
Like, are you it?
I am what I was before I was born and what I will not be after I'm dead. I'm no one.
You won't
Think
be no
about it,
life
bro.
after death.
Let me ask you a question, bro. When the rain is falling on you, do you ask every individual drop of rain, who are you?
No, I don't.
You need to see human beings like drops of rain, bro.
So
Everybody in your life is falling in your life like drops of rain. They just come and they go, bro.
So you trust the rain exists?
It's not trust now. Why do I need to trust
No,
something which
I
is
don't want
dead?
to use the word believe because you don't like that.
It's not that I don't like that, bro. I don't mind the word believe. If you use the word believe in the right context, then you will get it. People only
Okay, so
believe what
do
they
you
don't
believe
know.
that-
Listen. People believe what they don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
When somebody doesn't know something, then they will form a belief in their mind to fill in the gap. Because human beings will always have to have something in our brain. I don't know who stole my car, so I believe it was my neighbor because that guy looks very suspicious. I don't know who impregnated my wife, but I'm thinking it was the
assuming.
pastor. Yes,
No, you assuming.
believing is assuming. There you go, you got it. Believing
Yeah.
is an assumption. Everybody in this
assumption.
world has the right to formulate their best assumption. So everybody's belief is simply their best assumption about a situation that they know absolutely nothing about. But once you know the truth, bro, let me tell you what the truth does. The truth usually leaves people speechless. In fact, you always hear this word. The truth and knowledge is unbelievable. When somebody tells you the truth, bro, at first you will not believe it. You'll be like, Abi, unbelievable. Yes, they say, you know that your friend like this, that your friend is an arm robber. Yes. And you'll be like, that's unbelievable. My friend is a pastor. We go to church every Wednesday, every Friday. They say no.
Because you can see it, you can feel it, right? You see it, you feel it. Right? It's more tangible.
If you are feeling it through your 5 senses, yes.
Yeah. So when you like a human being, you have to see, like everybody in this world, like I would say like everybody is a more tangible. You know the word tangible mean?
Tangible just means physical.
You are more educated. Yeah,
tangible
you have to touch.
Just means it's physical. You can touch. Yes, you can experience it within the realm of your 5 senses.
Can I use the word belief? You can touch it to believe it exists.
If you touch it, bro, yes, you can believe it, but there's no need to believe it after you've touched it. That's what people don't understand. You see, most people don't understand it, right? Let me give you an example, bro.
Okay.
Where do you live right now?
I live in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Welcome to Dallas, Texas. Which part of Dallas, Texas? DeSoto, or you live in
No, I live in Irving.
Oak Cliff?
Irving. No,
Irving?
Irving, Texas. Yeah.
You sound like a dude who lives in Oak Cliff, man. You sound like a gangster, man.
No, I'm not ghetto, man.
You sound like you live in the hood, bro. The way you sounding.
No, no hood for me, man.
If you live in the hood, you might need Jesus. You might need God. That's why you believe in God.
No.
Okay. It's all right. You live in Irving. Irving's all right. That's where the white folks live, huh? No, never mind. Just wealthy people. Anyways,
how do you know How do you know that that's where the white folks live at?
I'm just playing, bro.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay. So check this out.
Okay.
When it comes down,
I know, brother, you believe in something, man. You just having fun with people. That's all.
Brother, I'm not playing with you. You see, that's the difference between me and you, bro. You think I'm playing? I'm not.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Thank you for
allowing me to have it. The other time, like it on your show, it was too late. I think like you did not have a lot of energy at that time, at that moment, and it was a time for you to go to work. And then I don't know if you remember, like we had a conversation about 2 minutes and some. And then
bro, you didn't even let me finish what I was gonna say to you, bro. Why it's better to know something than to believe. You live in Dallas, Texas, right?
Right.
Let's say you need to get to California.
Okay.
You can just walk, right?
I can.
Or you can just get in a car, right?
I can, yeah, sure.
Or you can just ride a horse, right?
Yeah, I can.
Or you can get into an airplane, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say you need to get to California right here, right now. The life that you're living right now. Which one will you pick? Will you walk?
No, I'll take a plane. I'll take a plane.
Why?
Because it depends how soon I need to be in California. How fast I want to be in California.
Let's say there's no time limit. What will you still do?
What do you put the time at?
No, let's say there's no time limit. You're not really in a rush to get to California, but you want to go to California. Right here, right now, what would you use? Which one would still be your preferred method of transportation?
I told you that. Like, you will be a plane.
Okay, good. Why?
Because I told you, it's faster.
Well, let's say you don't need to get there fast. You just need to get there. What will you still use?
It's more comfortable, it's faster, and then
it's more reliable, right?
No, it's more faster.
Listen.
I don't know if you want to put the word in my mouth.
Listen carefully.
You asked me, I answered the question.
Of course, I'm putting a word in your mouth. It's more reliable, time-wise, comfort-wise, efficiency-wise. It's just logically, why would you ride a horse to California? Why would you walk to California in a world where you can fly an airplane? Bro, why would you believe in something which is true, regardless of if you believe in it? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's a perfect example. A person who has to believe in something which is real and true is like a person who is choosing to walk to California in a world with airplane. When something is true, you don't need to believe in it. You see, truth is like the airplane. Truth is independent of your belief. I don't know if this really makes sense to you, if you can really grasp it, bro. Listen, I'm not saying to you that you cannot believe in something which is real. If it's real, you can believe in it. But why do you need to be assuming something which doesn't need assumptions? Why do you need to guess something which is already for sure? Believing is for things that you don't know, things that you are still guessing, things that you have doubts. If you don't have doubt, why are you believing? You simply know what it is. It is what it is. You don't need to associate your emotions with it. If you associate your emotions with it, those emotions are going to prevent you from knowing a truth which is greater than that truth that you just learned. That's why people, bro, let me tell you how you jack up people's minds. That's why some people are Muslims and some people are Christians. Okay? Because first of all, the idea of God is something which is not real. So people believe in God because they don't
I
really
disagree
know.
with you.
Bro, you can disagree with my grandfather, no problem.
Yeah.
Listen, the idea of God is something that people believe in because they don't really know. So that's their best guess. They're like, how can this work would have come out of nothing? Just because you don't know how the world came out of nothing doesn't mean it didn't
No,
come out of
that's if
nothing.
you cannot see it.
Brother,
Yeah.
can you prove to me that the world did not come out of nothing?
Yeah, I can prove to you.
Okay, prove to me that the world did not come out of nothing.
So the word belonged to somebody. I can prove that to you.
Bro, it seems to me like your brain, bro. It seems like your brain just
No, the people
jumped like a question mark.
There
Brother,
were people living here before you and I.
Brother, it seems like your brain just had a comma. Somebody just put a comma in your brain. Or like somebody just punctuated your brain.
Okay.
Can you prove to me that the world did not come out of nothing?
Hello? Can you hear me?
If Mary was a virgin, then maybe Jesus was real. But if Mary was not a virgin, what is the possibility that Jesus wasn't real? That the whole story is a scam? And here's the great news, my friends. Rejecting Christianity does not make you a bad human being. Rejecting a specific religion does not make you unrighteous. Those who tell you that it does are wicked human beings who seek to take your mind captive and make you a slave of their belief systems. Anyone who tells you that if you don't do what they do and live the way they live, even if you get the same result as them, that you are bad. Oh, it's not slow right now. I just haven't been coming online recently. You know how the algorithm is. But y'all got to understand, y'all. It doesn't make a difference to me if I'm talking to 1,000 people or to 100 people or to one person. As long as I stay with the algorithm, we have 85,000 likes. So that's great. That's awesome. Or maybe the algorithm has gotten to the point where you need to get 200K likes. But my followers are very lazy screen tappers. So I don't blame you. And plus, honestly, most people who are watching me right now probably hate my guts. Probably a bunch of religious people over here wishing I would go to hell. You know for sure they're not going to hit the like button. Listen, go and watch my content, okay? I'm pretty sure that all my videos get reported. There's no video that I post that at least 100 religious people don't report. So it will be extremely difficult for my videos to go viral. Because the things I say is just offensive. It's just offensive. If you believe in God, everything I say is offensive to you. So I make something out of nothing. The people I have are those I have. All my followers are organic. I don't pay for no followers on TikTok. Hell no. Somebody, you see my content, you hit the like button, you hit the follow button. That's it. You know? Many people are in doubt. Many people are in doubt in this world. Many people believe in God because it is the most logical option when they consider the fear that has been pretty much ingrained into you. Most people's fear, most people believe in God is associated with the fear of punishment. If you remove the element of punishment, within different religions, most of religious people would pretty much disown the religions. And the perpetrators of those religions understand that. That's why you see within most religions, there's always, oh, we're just warning you. We're trying to give you a warning. This is coming, this is coming, this is happening. Look at the world. These signs of the end times. Can you imagine the anxiety in the hearts of these religious people? Every year it is the end of the world to them. Every event that happens in this world is the signs of the end time. They say that nobody knows the day. So every day they get up, they are panicking. If I'm your savior and I tell you that I'm coming to save you, but I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to come, what does that make you? That makes you anxious every single day. You will never have peace in this world. Because every day you get up, you're afraid. You're always afraid. Oh, Jesus could come today. If you even sneeze, your heart begins to beat. Somebody has wasted your brains, my brothers and sisters. Somebody has stolen your common sense. Somebody has taken your gold and given you sand, and you are eating the sand. Some of you come to my show because you find reason and you find comfort within my words. You're also inspired by my courage to say the things I say the way I say. I know exactly that. One of my strongest qualities has always been that I've always been courageous. Right? Courage is the opposite of fear. Courage is the element you need to overcome fear. There aren't really too many things that I'm afraid of in this life. Personally, not. For me, specifically. Most of the things that should generate fear within me, when I think about it, I'm just like, well, I guess I'll deal with it. You know, there's always excitement. Can you imagine facing an enemy that I know for sure I cannot defeat, but I can still try to defeat it? That just rings excitement in me. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like to be face to face with a lion. I'm like, man, 1% of 1% of human beings are strong enough to go hand-to-hand combat with any chosen weapon of theirs against a lion. Yes, 1% of 1% of human beings have the physical strength, the physical courage to take down a lion. Should you give them any physical weapon of their choice, which is not a gun or an explosive? I always imagine what it would be. If you give me a house knife and you put the biggest lion in the world in front of me, can I take that lion down? Bro, that doesn't strike fear in me. That's excitement. Part of my excitement is that a lion is a merciful killer. When the lion wants to kill you, he just bites your neck off first. He breaks the neck. So the rest of the process will not be painful while he's digging out your intestines. Nah. Thank you for the likes, my friends. You should always like, whether I ask for it or not. Make a habit of tapping the screen.
Hello, Bakanga.
What's up, cousin? What's cooking?
Bro, I can't see you. Wait, it's black.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Let me send again.
Internet issues. Internet issues. Oh.
Wait, let me send again.
My people.
I just listening. Good night.
Good night to you, brother.
Everything you good?
Yes, sir. I'm fantastic. How about yourself? with the making and the future production of humanoids. In
Yeah.
the future, we're gonna have the ability to produce human beings from scratch, but it will not be humans of our species. They will be completely artificial from our perspective.
Wow. So because Pakan, I hate
But
you
because
saying
it's in
once
the
that.
future, bro, because in the future it's a possibility that it will never happen. It's a possibility that it will be a failure because human beings have
Yeah.
failed in many endeavors. But I choose to be optimistic about it, right? And the possibility is as real.
Mhm. Bro, you know, I'm since let me say for let me say now 3 weeks now I've been going live now and also to be talking about because I also to consider myself as a realist, you understand? So and the people they like coming up there, you know, especially Muslim people, they always like talking about how did we came to this earth, how did we came to existence. And you know, Muslims are very narrow-minded when it comes to really defend their book. You know, all religious people can really tell you is read the Bible, read the Quran. So, because what I can really say now, I don't really know how the earth was came. Like, except you have been there.
Brother, because the earth was not created, bro.
Yeah,
So
but that is what I'm
something you
trying to
cannot
tell you.
know how something was created if that thing was not created. Creating
Yeah,
is
but
something that human beings do. Something which is not made by human beings cannot be created. Only human beings create. Creation is an action that is only possible through human intellect and human action. It's a behavior that is only consistent in humanity. We are the only ones that create things. The way other things in nature make things is not an act of creation. Creation is an adjective that only describes human action.
so you saying that the earth has always been there, like.
Somebody is saying that they cannot hear you, bro.
Okay. But do you know, I would really appreciate if you can give me a follow.
I thought I
Yeah?
was following you. I'm not following you.
No.
There you
Bakanga,
go.
because because I would really appreciate if you could exchange some, because I don't want to take too much of your time here.
Well, they said I'm not hearing you anyways, bro. So yeah.
Yeah. So if we could just exchange some words,
Bro, if you want to
yeah,
learn, I will teach you, bro. But
that I would really,
okay, no, let me put it this way. If you want to learn, I will help you learn. I don't want to even have the audacity to say that I can teach you.
yeah, I'll really be open towards that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Let me roll on
Okay,
because
thank
there's no
you.
need for us to keep talking if they can't hear you.
Yeah, all right.
You can't hear me? I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know why my live went down earlier. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Bamboozle it. I'm not sure why it went down earlier. Well, it is what it is, you know. I'm gonna reorganize my setup for 2024. So since this is holiday season, actually holiday season is gonna be popping. So, but I'm gonna be working a lot, honestly, when I look at the next few weeks. Hey, Precious. There's no need to restart. It's all good on this one. There's no big deal. Restarting is fine, but sometimes it's good to just let listen. If you come here and you see 1,000 people and you come here you only see 100 people, those people are of equal value. You see, yes, do we want many people? Yes, we want many people. But circumstantially, there are going to be times when they're not, like times like this. Considering the fact that I haven't been on TikTok in a while, so the algorithm is not prioritizing my live session. It's probably not even sending out a notification. Sonia. No, they call me Supreme Father. Oh. I'm going to come to New York City. Shay Star, there's a brother called Critical Thinking. Hit him up. I'll be coming to New York soon. Very soon. Sooner than you even think. sooner than you think. If you're in New York City, I'm coming. I'm going to let you guys know. And I'll let you know who to hit up. And we'll all meet. Like soon. Like soon. Oh, what happened is that the live session went down. Mr. Master G, of course. We'll resume our conversation another day. Nah, no need to restart. No need to restart. It's okay. I know that some of you guys come to my program because you enjoy the confrontations that I have with religious people, right? Which is fair enough. In our over-indoctrinated world, in a world where people just jump on bandwagons without giving it careful thought, sometimes it's good to just hear the opposite of what the popular narrative is. Especially if it comes from a voice that makes sense. I get it. I get the love of confrontation. In fact, some of you even love it to the point where when it seems like I'm humiliating these religious people, you guys like it. Some of you get off on it. Maybe because you don't do it yourself, but it's understandable. Is it deserved? I don't know if it's deserved, but it's circumstantial and consequential. That's just what has to happen because of history and the way the world has come to be. At some point, human beings have to forsake all the bullshit from the past. Salvation is a scam because human beings don't need to be saved from anything, y'all. You don't need to be saved from anything. If you think you need to be saved from anything, you've destroyed your own brain. You're inflicting a self-inflicted mental illness on yourself. The first principle in self-acknowledgement, in the art of being, listen, I call it the art of being. I am. The art of being is to know that you are okay the way you are. It is okay to add to what you are, and it is okay to subtract from what you are. But fundamentally, it is still okay to be the way you are. So what do you need to be saved from? What you are being saved from is an artificially made problem made by the very people who are offering you so-called salvation. The person who told you that you needed to be saved was telling you that you needed to be saved from a problem that you did not even know you had. If I'm fabricating the problem and then offering you the solution, I am making your life worse than it was before you even knew you had a problem. If you want to save someone, that person should already know that they are in trouble. You cannot make up a problem that the person did not even know they had. They were perfectly fine without knowing that. And then you fabricate this problem and all of a sudden now you need to save them. That if they don't change their entire lifestyle, they're going to go to hell. Listen, most people don't understand how useless Jesus is. Jesus is useless because what Jesus is saving you from, you don't need to be saved from. That's why he's useless. It's not that anyone hates Jesus. Nah. Or hates God, or hate Allah, or hate your religion. Those are all useless things. But people in the past did not have time to think the way you and I are thinking because most of their lives were miserable. That is why religious people are trying to convince you that the world is worse today than it was in the past. Bro, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, the world is so much better. It's 10,000 times better than it was just 100 years ago. 200 years ago, if you were a black man or a black woman in America, somebody was chasing you around with dogs, or you were somebody's slave on your plantation, and you had way less freedoms than you have today. In fact, the way you are living today, your ancestors could not even have imagined it. The same thing is true with the Europeans from Europe that were considered peasants. Most Europeans were considered peasants. In the old Muslim worlds, there was no justice. The religious leaders had absolute power. If you didn't do what the religious leaders were telling you, they will maim you or they will execute you. There is a semblance of civilization. Y'all realize what civilization means, right? The word civilization comes from the root word civil. To be civil means to treat other people with respect. We are far more civilized today than we were at any time in our history as human beings. That means that we treat each other better today than human beings treated each other 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. And that is true everywhere you go. Africans treat each other better today than Africans used to treat each other in recent history. Even before the white man came. Europeans treat each other better today than they did 100 years ago. They used to fight so many wars. Have you guys forgotten? Muslims, Arabs, Persians, Asians, Indians, everybody was always out here fighting each other. Now at least we have a semblance of civility. At least now we just get on the internet and talk shit to each other. Back in the day, many of you who disagree with me wouldn't have even considered disagreement. You would just look for a way to assassinate me. Let's go get rid of that infidel. Let's burn that witch. Let's execute that heretic. That's how your religious ancestors used to think with their small brains. I care about all living things. All living things. All living humans. Listen, please, please, please don't let the fact that you're black make you hate white people. If you do, something's wrong with you. White people are people. Please, don't be doing that racist shit. No one is denying what they've done to us or what the system has done or what was done to us in the past or maybe what is even happening still today. But hate is not going to make you better. It's not going to solve the problem. It's just going to make the problem worse. You can't hate somebody that can hate you back. If you're hating somebody who can hate you back, you're just making your life difficult. If you hate a stone, okay, no problem. You can hate a stone. The stone cannot hate you back. But if the emotions if the energy you're giving someone is negative, are you gonna get back positive energy? No. You don't need to. You can criticize, you can say, but you don't have to hate. And you don't have to love either. I'm telling you, someone has really jacked up your brains. You don't need to love or hate anything in this world. You can live a perfectly good, satisfying life without loving or hating anybody or anything. If you see things as they are, you don't have to love it or hate it. Love and hate are not mandatory. And I'm telling you this because if you love something, you hate the opposite. All of you who claim that you have love, you have just as much hatred in you too. All of you. Love, love, love. Whatever you love, you hate the opposite. So you want us to congratulate you for your love, we'll condemn you for your hatred.